And the new. November 18th and the new.
This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Hannah Rankin. Hannah, how are you, first of all?
I'm really well, thank you. It's great to see you. I've not seen you for a while now, so it's good to catch up.
Absolutely. In the time we haven't really spoken, you've been world champion, you're now in another world title fight, you've got a new promoter. How's life been? Pretty good, I reckon.
Busy. Yeah, it's been busy. No, very excited to have signed with Queensberry. Fantastic next step for my career. And yeah, of course, my first fight with them, WBC world title fight, so I really can't complain. I'm actually very happy right now.
So how did that come about, signing with Frank?
Yeah, so we had an opportunity came through, and me and my team just think it's a fantastic opportunity to work with Frank and also work with TNT Sports. You know, it's like they're really blazing a trail at the moment, so it's great to be working with them, and yeah, you know, a great platform to have a WBC world title fight on. So yeah, it's been good.
Before we get into obviously the title fight, you've worked with sort of Matchroom and now with Queensberry. Have you noticed any differences between working with, I guess, the top promoters and Eddie and Frank?
No, not really. Like, you know, everybody has the same sort of slick machine running. You know, they're both top promoters. Everything's got its place where it should be, and it's nice to have such organisation and work with that. You know, because there's always so much to do, and things like press conferences today, and then you've got your weigh-ins. Everything's just organised, so no differences. Pretty much of a muchness.
Has Frank given you sort of a plan as to how he wants to guide you and how you want to guide yourself?
To be honest, I think the main focus is me becoming WBC world champion, first of all, and first and foremost, to be honest. So that's what I'm working on. And yeah, when I get my arm raised and the new, I'm sure me and Frank will be having a discussion about where we're going next.
I remember when you won the IBO title, that meant so much to you, to become female champion out of Scotland and then becoming WBA champion. What was the difference like?
Oh, it was amazing. You know, the IBO, winning that the first time in Scotland, becoming Scotland's first female world champion it will always be a special moment. I made history for my country that night, so, you know, that would never be taken away. But then when I won the WBA, that was very special as well, because we're one of the big four, you know, and also one of the first sort of world titles that could be won. So I'm very proud to have had the WBA as well. So yeah, now moving onwards and WBC next.
And Ema Kozin's in front of you. She's an experienced opponent. Are you expecting a tough fight here?
Yeah, I'm expecting a great fight. I'm expecting the best version of Ema Kozin. It's her opportunity to win the WBC as well. You know, we've got some similar opponents. We both got lost to Claressa Shields, which, yeah, you know, she recently fought her in Cardiff. I think it was Cardiff, yeah. So, you know, it's a great matchup. We were meant to fight each other, I think, a few times before the pandemic, actually. So now it's finally come around. Just like women's boxing, this happens all the time. So, yeah, no, it's a fight that's been coming for a long time. So I'm looking forward to it.
And should you be successful, which I'm sure you believe you will win this fight, where does sort of the landscape look for you? Because I know obviously there's been talks of the Jonas fight that hasn't happened and things like that, but what do you sort of see in the next few years?
Well, for me, you know, when I become WBC world champion, there's so many opportunities available to me then, because, you know, I would like to have the rematch with Terry Harper. I come back and get my WBA title. That's on the cards if she stays in the division. Obviously, Tash Jonas moved down to welterweight. This fight was originally for an opportunity to have a fight with her as a final eliminator. So now that she moved down, it became the full vacant title. So you never know. I'm never going to knock that fight away, because hopefully at some point it might happen. Maybe even I'll go down to welterweight, you know, become two-weight world champion. So there's so many opportunities there. But the division's exciting. Femke Herms, Mary Spence, they fight in Canada, and they've got the other title.
This week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this week. So they've got the IBF over there. So yeah, there's a lot of things happening in my division. Like the 154 division and 147 division are super exciting, and they're constantly moving. They're really fluid. So can't really say what I'm planning, because things change like every day. But you know, I'd love to unify the division. That's my main goal.
Obviously, at the moment, it's just you and Raven Chapman are the only females with Frank. Is that in some ways a good thing, because you can get sort of more publicity, more spotlight, whereas other promoters have a lot of female talent and maybe not everyone gets the same amount of publicity?
I Absolutely. I mean, it's fantastic to be joining Raven. You know, she's been the only one here for a while. I think Christy O'Hara, she's joined as well. So, yeah, there's going to be 3 of us, which is exciting, and hopefully there'll be a few more females in the future. But it's a great step forward for Frank Warren having more women in the stable, and you know, that does give us more opportunities. It does give us a chance to really shine. And as people keep saying, Queens of Queensberry, which is a nice title to have. So yeah, no, it's fantastic to be with him, and hopefully see more women joining us in the future.
Got to ask you about a few other fights going on. Obviously, the rematch, Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. Yes. How do you reckon that's going to go? And were you surprised how the first fight went?
No, I think Chantel went into that fight and she just would not be denied. I knew her mindset towards it. She'd been wanting that fight for such a long time, and it was her chance. It was her chance to make it, and she did. I think the rematch, you could never count out Katie because she's such an experienced fighter, and she's beautiful to watch. But for me, I think I see it going the same way. I think Chantel will get the win again. However, it's going to be a fantastic fight.
And it sounds like a couple of your old opponents, Savannah and Claressa, might get it on in MMA. Is that something you'd be interested in watching? And would it be completely different to their boxing fight, do you think?
I think it would definitely be different to their boxing fight, though I wouldn't surprise me if they were to err back towards the boxing and the stand-up, basically. Yeah, no, obviously I always support Claressa with her fights either in MMA or in boxing. I was very surprised to hear Savannah was going over to MMA. I think that's definitely an interesting move for her, but you know, if there's good money in it, I think at the moment for females to be joining, so you know, and as joining as a world champion, you know, that's a fantastic thing, and it's the whole narrative of those two. They don't like each other. You can sell that fight really easily, so you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll just be interested to see what the weight class is going to be, because obviously Savannah's moved up to super middle because she was struggling to make middle, so I'm not sure what they're going to come together at in the sort of octagon, so that'll be interesting to see.
Is there any chance maybe when you hang up your gloves in boxing you might consider a switch?
There was actually a lot of talk of this just prior to the pandemic. I've actually done all 3 disciplines, so yeah, much to everyone's surprise, I really enjoy all 3. So for me, it wasn't actually such a far-fetched idea, and I'm probably quite a likely route that I could probably take. So yeah, watch this space.
Brilliant. Well, Hannah, I wish you the best of luck. Is there anything you want to say to your fans ahead of November 18th?
Yeah, make sure you tune in on TNT Sports, and if you can't tune in, come down to Manchester Arena. It's a fantastic venue. Every time I've been there to watch fights or do commentary, it's been incredible. So now it's my turn to get between those ropes, and any support would be welcome. But yeah, and the new, November 18th, and the new.
Hannah, appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.